Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. We are from Group 5. We are going to present the topic 5, Managing Risk in Giant Freshwater Prawn Production. In this study, we are going to conduct a risk assessment on a project. We are going to identify the idea or the risk of the project and suggest a way to mitigate the risk in giant freshwater prawn production. First and foremost, the risk that we have been assessed is a poor handling and storing freshwater prawn. It has been identified as one of the common risks in terms of marketing. Generally, mistake can be seen where the prawn left for more 3 days without frozen. Then they leave the prawn unprotected in the freezer or leave the prawns at room temperature. It can display the visible deterioration in the quality. After that, how can we cope with this risk is first, we need to store the freshwater prawn in refrigerator. Second, store the frozen prawn in the freezer as soon as possible at -30 degrees Celsius to -35 degrees Celsius because whole the frozen freshwater prawns will turn mushy if they are frozen and held above -20 degrees Celsius or if they are thawed and refrozen. Hence, do not let the prawn live at room temperature because it can destroy the quality of the prawn.
Next is risk management of inadequate technical knowledge of freshwater prawn. There is a serious concern about the ability of fish farmers to engage in managing risk for giant freshwater, or the scientific name is Microbertium rosenbergi, due to a lack of technical knowledge. Many survey households reported that limited understanding of prawn farming is a critical constraint. It is because of lacking on knowledge of economic aspect of prawn farming system and development of improved technique. For example, like prawn fish polyculture requires a technical knowledge about stocking ratio, feed application, maintaining water quality, and farm management. Also, for integrated prawn fish rice farming, that requires skills and knowledge of water management as prawn and fish require a minimum depth of water. Moreover, prawn farming in rice fields is also associated with the risk of invasion of predatory fish and escape of stock fish. So, according to a key informants, technical assistance and training on prawn farming could help the fish farmers to expand prawn fish polyculture and integrated prawn fish rice farming.
Next, for the risk management is we need a technical assistance that can assist in providing a technical aid for farmers, as well as provide a training program which demonstrates hands-on training through demonstration and pilot projects.
Okay, next I will continue with another risk, which is disease. Disease is one of the key constraints for the prawn farming. Prawn farmers take a high risk because prawn farming is prone to disease and it can lead to disability and death. Disease outbreak contribute to fluctuation in market price and pose a significant threat to the economic viability of prawn farm operation. There are various factors that cause prawn disease, including inadequate food application, lack of nutrition, and poor farm management. Okay, this is the most common disease infected the freshwater prawn. First, luminescence bacteria disease. Second, filamentous bacteria disease. Third, lava mycosis, and lastly is monodontic baculovirus or MBV disease. Okay, for risk management of disease, it has 4 steps. First, water treatment. Disinfect the water with calcium hypochlorite. Second, cleanliness of facility. The tank used for broodstock, spawning and larva rearing should be kept thoroughly. Clean by scrubbing, disinfecting, and sterilizing. Third, feeding. Feed the prawn with optimal amount of good quality feed. And the lastly is use of antibiotic. The antibiotic should be used carefully at right dose.
Okay, I will continue. The next slide is low production. Nowadays, many farmers are not taking risks to start prawn culture due to low productivity. They were unwilling to become involved in prawn culture primarily because of low production. In fact, prawn yield can be increased by increasing culture intensity resulted in higher production costs due to the ending more input significantly. The average annual production of prawn is much lower because of low input farming system. The low input farming system freshwater prawn are generally stocked into concrete and earthen reservoir, pond irrigation, pans and natural water cost to environments. Okay, next slide is risk management of low production. We have three. The first is training programs. Training enhance farmers' ability and willingness and usually provides practical knowledge on farming skill. The second is technical assistance. Technical support is attempts to help the farmers solve specific problems. Proper technical support to small and marginal farmers who access prawn production has a viable economic alternative. The last risk management of low production is credit support, providing an opportunity for farmers to increase production and profit with little extra investment and at no cost to the environment.
Risk identification of high production cost freshwater prawn. Number 1. Prawn feed price have also increased steadily due to increased demand for widespread aquaculture practice. Number 2. Despite the higher economic return from prawn farming, it requires high production costs to engage in shrimp farming. Financial assistance can help for the expansion of prawn farm. Number 3. Fertilizer price. Urea and triple super phosphate have increased significantly due to their widespread use in agriculture as well as aquaculture. Number 4. The cost of electricity is also one of the higher due to the use of electric ventilation to maintain adequate levels of dissolved oxygen in the pond. Risk management to reduce the cost of freshwater prawn production. Number 1. Increase the survival or weight gain gained for individual freshwater prawn by keeping them in pond or longer rearing period. Number 2. Stock costs may be reduced through the delivery of larger orders at one time and splitting shipping costs between several manufacturers. Number 3. Increasing the use of relatively low-cost fertilizer such as feed input provides an alternative method to increase pond productivity at lower overall cost. Number 4. Manufacturers do not use ventilation excessively and therefore do not spend extra money on electricity and fuel. Number 5. Feed costs can be reduced by finding additional money, generating use for equipment used part-time for freshwater prawn operation.
For the conclusion, this study concludes insight of the risk assessment by identifying resources as well as strategies to cope with the risk analyzed in managing giant freshwater prawn. That's all from us. Thank you.